image that it's uploading at. The app before I go on to YouTube.
It's not letting me take off the public setting on...
Hi, I'm Robert McGowan from the New York Times newspaper on July 2nd, 1937. Well, it didn't come out until 4 days after, but I gave the article when Amelia Earhart was missing. That's all people were talking about. Everybody was wondering where is she and if she will be okay. Now, before I tell you about her death, I want to tell you a little bit about her life. Amelia Earhart was born on July 24th, 1879 in Action, Kansas. She lived mostly with her grandparents when she was little because her parents couldn't take care of her and they didn't have enough room in her house. Even though her sister lived with her parents, she didn't. Amelia didn't care about that though. She just loved to play outside and do sports. One of Amelia's favorite things to do was play with her horse. She loved to ride a horse. She learned how to ride a horse when she was 5 years old. She always loved to play all sorts of town boy games also. One of Amelia's favorite things, when it came to Amelia's education, she was like everyone else. The only difference was she had to find friends often because she went to 6 schools in 8 years. When she went to college, she had to quit halfway through the year because her parents needed money and she wanted to be a professional woman airplane. Now I want to tell you a little bit about Amelia's pilot career. To get enough money for a pilot career, she had to do other jobs. She served an army nurse when she was young. Then she drove a delivery truck, and she was even an English teacher. She also authorized 2 books when she was alive. The last one, called Last Flight, was posted by her husband posthumously. Posthumously means when someone takes credit for something that they didn't do after the person passed away. When I told you about the books Amelia wrote, they were about her flying experience across the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean was also one of her accomplishments. Did you know that she was the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean solo? The last accomplishment Amelia had, she won the women's cross-country air race. Now the most interesting but saddest part about her is her death. Before this tragic accident, she was planning to fly around the world solo. She was about to make a stop at one of the islands, but then suddenly crash landed. I interviewed the guy she was connected to on the radio, Fred Newton, and he said it was like a tragic screeching when distance was away every time she heard him. The last I hear of Amelia Earhart again. They found 10 mysterious artifacts about her on the island of Nicaragua. The bottom of her shoe, a part that looked like it could be the windshield of her plane, a button that could have belonged to Amelia or Fred Newton, who came to discover the island, or a zipper that could have belonged to either of those two either. Last but not least, they might have found her plane. They say 600 feet underwater they saw lines of a plane, but they don't know for sure. They said it was stuck in a reef, and they couldn't go down there because it was too dangerous. It was mainly close to Nicaragua Island. Before I tell you anything else, I want to tell you about Nicaragua Island. It's 600 miles away from Hawaii. It hasn't really been explored much. You don't know what kind of animals live there, and you have to hack your way through the island to get through the island. They say her death, she probably swam up to the shore and then just died of the elements. The last interesting fact was a 16-year-old boy claims he heard Amelia Earhart cry for help, but no one knows why he was on the island and what he was doing on there. The world may never know. I'm Robert McGowan from New York Times, signing off. Have a great day. Don't forget to read more about the New York Times later.